I don't think you realize how many different types of camera systems we have on the market today. And I understand it could be very, very difficult to understand on which one to choose to be the best one for you. From understanding the specifications, from how much does these camera systems cost, and what are the product specifications for these systems. So as a licensed professional, I want to break down the 3 biggest problems most people have when it comes to choosing the right security system. Now, these 3 problems don't matter if you're in the commercial sector, if you're in the residential sector, or if you're in the government sector. So what are the 3 problems most people have when it comes to choosing the right surveillance system? Well, the first problem is, as we look here, there are so many different manufacturers to choose from. The second problem is, not sure if the installation is part of the price quote. And the third problem is the product limitations. So now that we know what these 3 problems are, let's dive right into that first problem. Too many cameras on the market. Why are there so many cameras on the market? To first understand why there's so many cameras on the market, I want to break this down into 3 different types of segments. We have our high or high tier segment, we have our mid or mid tier segment, and we have our low or low tier segment. Now, our high end segment will be for the larger commercial companies or for government sectors. These are cameras like Axis cameras or Genetec solutions, or we have cameras that come from Avigilon systems. Now, these cameras are provided by manufacturers where you will have to send a person to go for training in order to operate and service these type of camera systems. Now we come down to the second tier or the mid tier, and that would be for the smaller commercial and the residential space. There we will have the Alarm.com, or we will have the Clearview, we will have the Hike Vision, or we will have the Dialwood cameras. Either one of these camera systems will be good for this particular segment. And what I would consider the low tier, and this is no shade to them, any brand that you get from like Costco's or Home Depot, like that Night Owl NVR type system, that would be more of a low tier type systems. They sell a lot of equipment with no NVR. So you may buy a camera system and it's not even recording, or you may buy a camera system and it doesn't have analytics. Not to say that there's anything wrong with it, they just don't have the technology to back it. From doing so many installations, I've seen what a high-end system look like, and I've seen what the mid-tier system look like versus the low-tier system. Anyone that's looking for a camera system, especially if you're in a residential space, that would be any one of the mid-tier systems. That would be any of the Dialwood systems, any of the Hike Vision systems, any of the Clearview products, any of the Alarm.coms. Now, if you're in the government sector, none of these cameras we could use for the government sectors. The only cameras we could use in the government sectors would be the Luma cameras because they are NDAA compliant, and that is the National Defense Authorization Act. It is a chipset that's on the cameras that some manufacturers may be able to tap into the system and see what's going on. So the government is like, we don't want cameras like that. So our Luma series cameras are NDA compliant and they have no chipset. So these can be used for the government sector. And this could be either a high end or either your mid tier. So if you're in the government sector, Dialwood, no. Alarm.com, no. Hike Vision, no. Luma, yes. So that will be the reason why I would say there are so many cameras on the market, because of the different segments that have to be fed with these different types of camera systems. On a mid-tier, it would be ridiculous to try to put a high-end camera system in your home. NVR range anywhere from $20,000 and up. So that's already out the window. We want something that's a little bit more affordable. Now, when it comes to pricing, when you have Wi-Fi camera or wireless cameras, these come with a plan. Now, a plan could range you anywhere between $5 to $25 a month plus the cost of the camera. The cost of the camera could be anywhere from $190 all the way up to $419. So you will have to factor those in. And also, in addition to with the plan, you either have a 4-camera plan or 8-camera plan. So of course, if you get an 8-camera plan, then that's going to be a different price range other than a 4-camera plan. And if you also want to save video clips, you have to factor these things in as well. So if you really want to get an overall understanding of how much it's going to cost you to put a security system in, all you have to do is just give us a call, and we will always give you the right price to fit your budget. We have flexible payment plans where you could do 12 months, 18 months, or the max 24 months, especially if you want to get a more robust camera system within your home. that will be the great option for you. This will lower your price on a monthly basis and give you the most value that you could ever possibly have. So the question remains, how do you choose the best system for you? You first have to understand what are your needs. We have camera systems that record motion. We have human detection. We have advanced human detection. So when it comes to just recording motion, you may get leaves recording. You may get a little squirrel being recorded. Or if you want a little bit more robust of a system, you will get the advanced analytics where you could have either tripwire or zoning. You could actually zone out a box, a small box in front of your door or in front of the lawn, wherever you want to design that box. And if anyone gets in that box, a human or whatever, it's going to record that. That saves you hard drive space. Or if there's a concern with seeing at night, there are 24/7 color cameras where you could see color 24/7 day and night. Or if you don't even have the option of buying a color camera, another option would be to either put IR illuminators or just put a little bit of light back there, maybe a motion light back there to help the camera see at night. So once you understand what your specifications are, or what your actual needs are, then it'll be easy for you to select the camera system that's right for you. Now, the third thing is also with the product limitation, but the more concern is with Wi-Fi security, especially when you're buying Wi-Fi cameras. And the best thing that I could suggest is there is nothing that's 100% secure. I was in the military and I was a tanker, so we was on Fort Knox learning tanks. Not to say anyone broke into Fort Knox, but I'm just trying to make a reference that no matter how much you secure your property, no matter how much you secure something, there's always a key to unlock that door. So your job is to make sure you have enough protocols in place so that way you could prevent someone from coming in. So some of those protocols that you can do would be have a long password, change your router password, maybe 14 and 16 characters, uppercase, lowercase, special characters, a different combination of things, maybe a phrase or something like that. Maybe install a VPN onto your networking system. So you want to put some type of layers, some type of filter, some type of block. If you don't know how to do these things, then you just contact your local ISP. That could be your cable provider, whether it be Verizon or Optimum or Comcast, whomever your cable provider is. You may want to get a static IP. So you want to just understand what the things that you can do to further protect yourself when you're using wireless security, or even trying to remote view into your home to check your NVR. So when you think about purchasing security for your safety, there's no price that you could actually put on protecting you and your family. At Securit, we always make sure you get the best value for your money, so that way it seems like you're paying less for what we actually giving you. So now that you know the three biggest problems that most people face when it comes to purchasing a security system, how do you purchase yours? How can you make your final decision? Just remember, understand what your needs are, so that way you could figure out what the type of specifications you need to look for. If you want color cameras, if you want video analytics. So once you understand what your actual needs are, it'll be very, very easy for you to pick the camera system that's right for you. So understanding a surveillance system shouldn't be brain surgery. You should be able to understand what you want, see what you want, and then buy what you want. So remember, there's many security systems on the market, but there's only one Securit that will protect you, integrate your camera and alarm system all on one app. So if you want to see everything I just put into action, you can watch this next video on the screen.